And good evening, guys and gals, and welcome to the Friday evening, February 24th episode. Let's go on and mute that. Then I can come back over here and I can put a little bit of music in the background. There we go. Hey, Tony, good to see you. Hi, other Tony, good to see you. Hey, Terry, good evening. Hope you guys are all doing well this evening. It is a lovely evening here in Southwest Michigan. I think we're sitting at a total of 27 degrees right now, with rain in the forecast tonight, changing to snow. Wow, like that's a big frickin' shock. A little bit more snow never hurt anyone, I guess. Mr. Buck, hope you're doing well. Hey, Dev, good to see you. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and try to get this thing set up here where I can. Now, don't be doing that kind of crap. Just freaking. Okay, there's that. Now I'm going to go. I'm going to link that up at the top. Then when I'm ready to start bringing people up, it's real easy to find the link to get up there. Not quite ready yet, but here real soon. Let a few more folks in here so they don't miss any of the good stories and stuff. That ain't working. Ian, good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. Very adventurous day here today. I got done in the studio this morning doing what I was doing. Went in to talk to the wife just a few minutes after the live stream this morning when she, hold on a second. Went in to talk to her just a few minutes after she came into the live stream this morning. She was passed back out. I grabbed my soda, walked in there, sat down, started watching whatever goofy Bobby Flay show she was watching. You know Bobby Flay, the professional chef. Him and his daughter have got a show out now. I think it's called Bobby and Sophie Turv California or some crazy crap. The restaurant reviews are great, but when they went home and started trying to copy it, that's when I passed out and slept like 3 hours at the foot of the bed on my knees, all slumped over. Bobby Flay. Yeah, I know. The only reason I know him is because of all the cooking shows she watches. Hey, Sarah. Hope you're doing okay tonight. Jan was just talking about you this morning, hoping you'd show up tonight. Hey, Jay. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good. Hope you had a good day at work. Oh, we don't have regular TV either. We have streaming service. That's all we have. But You know, he's on. They got all those cooking shows on Hulu. They got all those cooking shows on multiple channels. So she's stuck on the competitions and Iron Chef and Master Chef and Chef from South Park. Hello, children. Hey, everyone. I'm glad for you to see me. I guarantee you need to get a job with Men's Warehouse. I guarantee. Um, hey, Ty. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well today. Hope everything went good for you. Yeah, he was on Iron Chef for like 13 years. Yeah. And you know, it's really funny too, because just a couple days ago she said, "I wonder what Bobby Flay's up to now." I said, "Probably sitting in a corner crying right now." Of course, I was poking fun at Bobby Flay from the South Park episode where Randy decided to become a chef, and when they had the Master Iron school chef cook off at the school, Bobby Flay just sat in the corner and cried all the time because he couldn't keep up. But you know, that's right. Um, only went well for one kiddo. Youngest has to have surgery. Oh no, don't tell me she has abscesses and stuff like that. I hope I used to watch old Cajun cook Justin Wilson. Yep, I remember Justin. Wolfgang Puck. Haven't seen Wolfgang in a lot lately. Three abscesses. Oh dear God, that poor baby. I had four of them, tops and bottoms. When I got my teeth pulled, I had four pockets abscess. It was she's in for some she's in for some yucky taste in her mouth, and you're in for some very rough days. Put it that way. Guy Ferrari. Now, see, he hosts one of the championship cook-offs that she likes to watch, and yeah, you know where they seed all these different chefs from around the country, and then they pit them against each other to win the belt. So guy is real funny though, and he knows everybody. I'm surprised they don't put kid on a course of antibiotics. I'm here, been getting touched a lot by the spirits in my house. Wow. That's wow. Hey Chris, good to see you, bud. Guy Ferrari loves coming to Cincy. He's here at least 6 times a year. He loves to tour around and check out these different places. That's one thing I like about him. You know, he will go to those little mom and pop places. He'll go to those really popular little sandwich shops and stuff like that. And he discovers them little teeny tiny edible treasures. Um, go like that. I have another scratch on my back, and I feel hand touching my arm at different times. Um, I think my freedom is sporadic, but yeah, you know, I can take some time to talk. That's no big deal. Have nothing to do with that. What was it? Oh, big news, big news. I just found out tonight. Just found out tonight after after 15 years of talking. A certain studio in Hollywood has decided to rekindle the Highlander franchise with Henry Cavill of Superman and Witcher as Connor McLeod. They're actually not going to redo the old franchise. They're going to just completely modernize it, but leave it like it was. So, being a huge Highlander fan, being a huge Sean Connery fan, I'm really looking forward to see who they got playing Ramirez, who they got playing Kurgan, who they got playing Heather, all that stuff. So, of course, old Clancy, he's too old to play Kurgan. Sean Connery's passed on. So, that's going to be kind of cool to see that. Hey, Christine, good to see you, honey. Hope you're doing good. My brother loved Highlander. So did I, the movies and the show. So, it came from the cat, Jan. That scratch, that scratch came from the cat, trying to get your attention, just like the little black fart piece did me when I fell asleep today. I must have got woke up a half a dozen times by one little tiny thing touching my arm. I'd raise my head up, look over. He'd be sitting there purring, trying to crawl into my arms and stuff. Let him crawl in my arms. He'd lay down. He'd lick my mustache a couple times, lay his head down, and 5 minutes later, wanted to get up. Then 5 minutes later, oh, she doesn't come upstairs. Oh yeah, there was what, one, two, three, four. There was five movies. Oh yeah, there was different films. So yeah, five or six. Um, there was Highlander 2. There was Highlander, um, the other dimension. There was the Source, and there was Endgame. But everybody, let me see, Drew, unfortunately, they just announced they are rebooting Lord of the Rings trilogy. Psst, it'll never take off. No one can afford to do that at a time. I don't think any theater's going to dump the money to do that in a time. That was probably one of the most expensive, epic film franchises that was ever done. And just, I don't see anybody dumping the money to do it. Do not count Zeiss. That movie was crap. Yeah, once they come out with the director's cut and they cut the whole immortals come from another planet thing out of it, it was much better. I like Michael Ironsides anyway as General Katana. He's just an all around great bad guy. So was Clancy Brown as Kurgan. So I saw Megan free on Peacock now. Oh, I'm gonna tell the wife that. Oh my God, she's been waiting for it to come out so she could watch it. Um, Yeah. Supposed to be going to one of the most haunted places in America. Paranormal excites me. Cool. All current movies are free on Showbox.net. Not net. .net. Hmm. My pleasure, sir. You've been with us long enough. I agree with Jan. I think you deserve to lug around that wrench and all the responsibility that goes with it. We're streaming Discovery Plus right now. I gotta look at Discovery and stuff. Her Steph's mom um messaged me early this morning, right after I went to bed, after I got off the phone with Fish last night. And she was telling me that Ghost Adventures has got new episodes on. And Steph and I looked today, and there was no new episodes on Discovery Plus. So we're trying to figure out what she's smoking and where she's imagining brand new episodes of Ghost Adventures. We're not finding them. We're watching Dead File reruns. Dead File's a good show. Yeah, I'm just doing the stream, getting rid of cable. That's what we done. That's what we done. Travel Channel. All right, have to look into that and see. Tombstone, Arizona. If I could figure out a way to take Drew, it would be better. It'd be a lot better, man. It'd be a lot better. Only problem is, if I go to Arizona, I have to go to Tucson. I have to see Santee. Of course, I know where his new job's at. I know what he does, and I know how to harass him on his job. Sadly enough, I'm not allowed to share it out as per company policy. Um, I can't share it out online. Don't want, and this is hard on him. They don't want any um, streaming. They don't want any live feeds. They don't want anything at his place of work. So he can't even work on his videos. He can't take still shots for backgrounds. He can't do anything at his new job. So kind of sucks a little bit for him, but he's making it. He's making it. I don't see the problem, Drew. I don't either. I really don't. Besides the fact it's like a 2 hour trip south of Tombstone. Hey, Stephen. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I got rid of Disney Plus because of the rate. They raised their rates. Wow. We've not got Disney Plus back yet. Of course, we keep Disney Plus on hand for all the new Marvel movies that come out, for Star Wars, for Mandalorian, for all those. So that's the only reason we even have Disney Plus on our streaming. But since things got like tight, we let a lot of the channels go down, and we're just kind of picking up the cheapest ones back as quick as we can. Yeah, see, I'm the same way, Chris. I love the Marvel films, the Marvel TV shows, the Mandalorian especially. Yeah, the new season of Mandalorian comes out March 1st. Um, I don't need to watch Marvel or Star Wars stuff. Well, about 2 years ago, I bought the wife all the Marvel films. They all came on, I think, 5 DVDs. But she wanted the entire Marvel collection. And up until that point in time, that was the entire Marvel collection. Now they're coming out with more. So I'm sure they'll rehash that DVD set, slap on a couple more DVDs, and sell it for even more next time. Yeah, definitely. Streaming is cheaper than cable. I mean, there's actually a streaming service out there now where you can get unlimited channels. I think it's like $39. You just go on there and add all the channels you want to. So, all right, Ty. Free is even cheaper than streaming. Yeah, it is. You can't beat free. I mean, you can't beat free with a stick. So, about 8 minutes, guys. Right about the 7:30 mark. Um, I'll start bringing folks up. Of course, the link come up is pinned there at the top of the chat. So feel free to, if you're interested in coming up, telling a story, telling a joke, whatever the case may be, um, feel free to hit that link. Start here in about 8 minutes, and I'll get folks up here to be the star of the show, so I can just sit back and laugh and listen. I'm here tonight pretty much for eye candy. Okay, so it's more like piece of candy that's already been chewed on a little bit and left on the table for a few days, but still, it's candy regard. Marvel just announced they are slowing down the shows to focus on movies. Star Wars is doing the same. In 2 years, we will get at least 2 movies a year. Yeah, makes sense. You like the eye candy part? Well, my wife tells me that I look much younger now, but still old. So yeah, you take a compliment any way you can get it. I guess that's what I've been told. Hey, Sonny, good to see you. I'm waiting on 80 for Brady to come on stream. Good point, Tony. Never thought about that. Baby Ruth candy bars do look like turds. You're right. You're right. So see, it is fitting. Eye candy. Oh, couldn't figure out what that rumble is. We actually have a train coming through town, not blowing its whistle every 4 seconds. All right, Tony Lee. That's cool. I know it's pretty late over there across the pond. Um, you guys have a good evening. Give the beautiful wife my love, and we'll catch you first of the week, bud. You take care of yourself. I've been comedy a lot. I do redneck. Here's your sign jokes, funny country songs. Cool, cool, Steven. Funny thing about 80 for Brady is Rita Moreno is in it, and the first time I saw her was as a kid on the kids show, The Electric Company. Yeah, yep, I remember The Electric Company. Arc, park, art, fart. Oh, let me see, let me see, let me see, let me see. Oh yeah, I remember. I remember Steven. I mean, I'm old. My memory's kind of, but I still remember things. I'm not a Rhythm Marino or Jane Fonda fan, but I love Lily Tomlin and Sally Field. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I like Marino too, but never really was a big Jane Fonda fan. I gotta be a producer. Much love. I came. I saw. I got to be a producer. Much love. Hey, Squatch. Good to see you, bud. Most people still hate Jane over the Nam stuff. I just watch whoever's interesting at the time. Yeah, there you go. That's the best way to do it right there. You just watch whatever interests you at the time. I don't care who it is. Karaoke tomorrow night. I'll upload new videos on my channel. Cool. Can't wait. Can't wait. I've watched all of them. Cool. There you go. There isn't really a hell of a lot that interests me these days. That's why I spend 15, 16 hours a day in here. There's really honestly not much out there anymore. Unless it's a good, just happens to be a good movie or something like that. Or, I find one of the old classics that I like on whatever channel. That's about the only time you'll see me sitting in front of a TV for any length of time. Normally, if I'm near the TV, I'm sleeping. Get a chance, watch The Last of Us. Has to be the best show on TV. I've heard of that. I've heard of that. Yeah, Pedro Pascal. Um, I've seen a few previews for it. It looks like it's going to be really good. So Lily Tomlin doing a comedy skit, being a medical insurance company answer the phone. Your health is our business, but not our concern. Lily used to do a lot of stuff, especially as that little 1950s gum chewing telephone operator. I seen her in many a skits doing the operator thing, and they're always funny. But all right, guys and gals, it is time. Anybody that wants to come up, share a story, tell a joke, whatever the case may be, I can give you a few minutes to come up here and blah 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 blah, and I'll just sit back and laugh. The link is pinned up to the top of the chat. Feel free to go up there and hit that link if you want to come up. Yep, she was on laughing. Yep, I have a porcelain Christmas ornament from her mom's shop. Cool. How do we survive without cell phones and internet? I do believe it was a challenge, my friend. I do believe it was a challenge. How you doing, Fish? Hope you got some rest last night. We talked pretty late. Ruth Buzzy? Oh my God, tell me about it. You remember when she used to do the old lady with the wrinkled up hose and went around and smacked everybody with her purse? Too ringy dingy. We live life in person. Yeah. Yeah, that was my favorite character of hers too. Always had that hairnet on, carried her purse like this. Oh, what was that other guy's name? What was the fellow's name that always done the old white haired man that got hit with her purse all the time? Had the big white mustache and Artie Johnson. Artie Johnson. Thank you. Yeah, Artie always tried to pick her up. Friday night out somewhere, never at home. Friday night right here, always at home. One of the funniest dudes to ever live. Yep, I agree. Yes, he did. He played a great German soldier. Was it Tim? Hmm. Oh, that you're referring to? Why can't we have good shows like that anymore? Because 60% of Oh, 75% of those old shows like Laugh-In, Love American Style, um, oh my God, the Flip Wilson Show. You couldn't put that stuff on television these days. You would have 900,000 people of different nationalities and whatever whining about injustice and racism and whatever the case may be.
That show's politically incorrect.
All in the Family. I seen that, Terry. I seen that. Archie Bunker, the first racist ever on television. SCTV, John Candy, Eugene Levy, Dave Thomas, Martin Short, Rick Moranis, Andrea Martin. Oh, yeah. Hee Haw, another good show. If we didn't coddle people, it wouldn't be a problem. Psst. Yeah, tell me about it. And well, it's like I always put in my viewer discretion warnings at the front of the video about people's panties getting in a twist or getting their boo boo kitty bruised or making their snowflakes melt. So, yeah. Archie Bunker was my dad for sure. Well, Archie was my dad at the point of never holding his tongue. But as for some of his slurs and stuff like that, that wasn't so much my dad. That was my black uncle. That was our adopted uncle and aunt that used to come home and with the racist jokes all the time just to make my dad blush when we were over there visiting. I really honestly think that Uncle Robert, when he pulled up in the driveway after leaving the factory, that he would sit in the driveway and he would come up with the most racist joke he possibly could and then walk in and say it right in front of my dad and just make my dad blush. So, but that was just him. One couldn't live. Wait, I missed it. So if you don't like something, don't watch it. That really shouldn't happen. One couldn't live with my dad if he wanted to be cuddled. Everyone's different. That's why we're individuals. Yep. Yep. Most definitely. But yeah, I had to share that whole Highlander thing with you guys. I didn't know how many 80s kids we really honestly have out there, or how many people even got into those movies when they watched them. But they've been talking since Endgame hit the theaters. They have been talking about another Highlander film, and then as everybody started to get older, they start talking about, well, I guess we'll never make one. And then just a few years later, someone came up with the idea, hey, let's rekindle the franchise, not redo them, but modernize them. Better special effects. I mean, face it, we took ahead. The quickening was pretty corny. Okay, I can do better special effects on my videos on a green screen than a lot of those quickenings and stuff. Now, some of them were epic, but just the lightning and stuff itself was kind of cheesy. But they want to modernize those things and make them for a new generation. I say go for it. My children are 80s kids. Yeah, my kids are 80s growing up. Growing up, we had respect for our elders for the most part, staying out of grown folks' conversations. Yepers, you got it. Oh, goodness gracious. We hated going inside. It was punishment. Oh, my God. Tell me about it. Tell me about it, especially during summer break, man. Our mom still had us up at 6 o'clock in the morning. By 7:15, 7:30, we had a shoe up our butt. We were sent out the door. We were told to come back for lunch, and that was it until the street lights came on. Sometimes, if we were playing in the yard next door, they didn't even care if the street lights were on or not. They could look out the door and see us. Yeah, there wasn't no. They didn't want us in until it was time to eat dinner. I've got a headache tonight. I know we're getting another 2 inches of snow tomorrow. Yeah, they're talking about more snow coming. And we got this thing happening out in California and Oregon and stuff right now. It's going to be coming this way. So God only knows. I guess that's the way I am. So glad no one listens to me when I'm driving. I loved Friday nights as a kid. That meant I has to be home Sunday night at dark. There you go. Welcome back, Ty. Welcome back. Didn't have lights. We had lightning bugs. That's what we had out in the country. That's what we had out in the country was lightning bugs. But when I was real little and we lived in town, it was the street lights. Could hear the ice cream truck run home and get some change. We didn't even have an ice cream truck when I was growing up. We have one here now. But yeah, when I was growing up, nope, no ice cream truck. Did have light either where it didn't have light either where we grew up. That's how the world was different back in the 60s and 70s. I lived in the country on a farm. I grew up. Oh, wow. Very nice. Bunch of chat on old comedians. Yeah. Spiced up the coffee a little bit tonight. It's definitely doing its job. The old gunship's proven to be some good coffee. Just got to use a little bit more of it than the other stuff. But other than that, great flavor. Great flavor. More coffee. Before I restarted the percolator tonight, I threw some more coffee in there. And it was just a little bit weak this morning. I put the same amount in I normally put in. It was a little bit weak. It is a light roast though. So I had to throw in a little bit of extra coffee this afternoon, fire it back up. And oh yeah, definitely so, Jen. Definitely so. It's still a good coffee. You just need to use a little bit more of it to get the same flavor. Other than that, it's great. I've always been a dark roast fan. So trying light roast, it's a little different. But like I said, you just use a little bit more coffee, and it's just fine. Wish my headache would lighten up. I'd get on the panel. Tonic, I hate Tim's coffee. Welcome back, Sarah. Glad you came back. Want to use some peppermint oil on the temples. Works better than migraine meds. I've been in the shower. Oh, you shouldn't have told Tony that, Sarah. God, you just threw gasoline on the fire, girlfriend. I don't know if we could handle you on the panel. See? Told you, Sarah. Could have used an invite. See? One of these days, you'll learn to listen to old Daddy Drew. Audio only. Ouch. Shut the hell up, Drew. At least I know I still got it. No hunka burn. There, we never give Tony fuel for the fire. We know where his brain is. Technology has created a bunch of shut-ins. Yeah, yeah. Yep, believe me. I feel I'm being profiled. Well, they say racially profiling somebody is wrong, but personally profiling them comes from experience. Yeah, I told Tony this morning that we loved him, in that strictly platonic, non-butt grabbing sort of way. Look, women are God's finest works of art. They really are, aren't they? They really are. You're right about that, Tony. You're right about that. All joking aside, that's a very good point. I've never, no, I can't say I've never seen an ugly one. Let's call them abstract. Abstract. That art form to look at and you really don't quite understand, but it's still pretty in a way. That I've seen some abstract women, but yeah, I believe women are one of God's greatest forms of art, one of His greatest creations. Y'all have week off in 30 days and summer off in 34 days. Woohoo! There you go. Ours don't get out for summer break until I think the second week of June. So we still got a few months here. I've only had 2 shots, so I'm feeling okay. I'm the one drinking tonight, but I could never miss a Tony Zinger. No, a lot of times those Tony Zingers make the show. They really honestly do. bad, Tony, real bad. Won't make the same mistake. Our seniors are graduating May 16th. Younger has surgery during her spring break. I don't have to worry about when school's out. Oh, wait, Ashley graduates with her MBA May 8th. There you go. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you know anybody that's ever had an abscess before, Ty, but they even after they pull the teeth and they do everything, the gums are still releasing the yuck from the abscess. She's gonna have a real nasty, bitter taste in her mouth for a few days. Um, and as the bone starts to grow back and fill in the pocket where the abscess was, it's going to be very itchy. It's going to be very sore. So she's going to be really moody. Um, you're going to want to keep her asleep as much as possible during that healing process. It's a pain. It's a pain. Sarah, thank God we didn't have to pay for this portion of her schooling. Yeah, really. Oh my God. When I had one, got a large dose of antibiotics. There was no ill effects like that. Does your wife have any abscesses? No, she did not have any abscesses. Luckily, she's always taken pretty good care of her teeth. You know, she had her nasty habits when she was younger that affected her teeth and stuff. She's cracked a couple and stuff like that, but no abscesses, thank God. I went through it though. I had when I got my teeth pulled, I had an abscess and in the back on each side. And believe me, I remember those days. They were not good. Antibiotics for a while, definitely, Sarah. All I had to pay for was her books, which she did. She's taking class at the university she works for. I have to have a large dose of antibiotics for any dental work due to my heart. Yeah, you definitely don't want that poison and stuff getting into your bloodstream. All right, Ty, that's fine. Yeah, infections can attack heart valves. You are correct. Who dat? Oh, come on. Stop sending me emails about big ass knives that I can't afford. TRS Tactical keeps sending me these emails all the time whenever they come out with a new knife. I contacted them here a couple of years ago about sponsorship, and they keep sending me these. Hey, Carrie, good to see you. Hope you're doing good tonight. Every time my doctor wants me to take antibiotics before going to the dentist, have a sketchy heart valve. Sarah, you can always ask our opinion. I just got a boyfriend. Maybe he's cheating, but maybe I'm just crazy. Um, hmm, I don't know. I guess I'd have to know more about him. I've been around cheaters. I've been cheated on multiple times. So I don't know. Um, okay, whoever is sitting here backstage right now wanting to come up, I need to see like an actual moving picture of you. Um, before I let anybody up. It's me, but leave me backstage. Oh, okay. All right, Carrie. Um, yeah, no dick vids, please. Been through that before. Been a long time, but still. Ask away, or maybe you're not. What gives you the idea? Sarah, trust your gut feeling. It's always good advice. You suspect that seems to answer question. Um, I can prove it later. Carrie, come on down. Felt bad for the dude. Well, when first got together, I found out he has a Tinder he was using then, a stripper. Called him a month later, and he ignores me every time. Hmm. hmm. Now, see if I'm with the wife with my phone and somebody messages me, I'll sit right there in front of her and I'll message them back. And I have a nasty habit of when I'm typing, I'm saying what I'm typing as I'm doing it. Um, it's a brain thing. Now, if I get a phone call when I'm with her, I'll leave the room. I'll tell her, hey, it's so and so. I'm going to leave the room so I don't interrupt your show. But if I'm just texting somebody, she asks me who it is, I'll tell her, oh, yeah, it's Jan or it's, Tyler or whatever. But I'll be sitting there saying what I'm texting as I'm texting it. So, I don't know. That's just kind of, no, you did not come up last Friday. You was actually talking about it and you never made it up. I think it might be your answer. Red flags. I'm a guy. I'm wondering what the fuck's going on there. Well, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. Too many others. Too much stress and drama is what I feel. What you said. Much not. I never ignore you. Do you have any connection at all besides this? Let's play the dating game. So it's Friday, and he's telling me he's in bed, but it's every Friday he's not talking to me. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. See, for those of you that have been with me for the longest, you know that Steph and I actually met on a dating app called Plenty of Fish. And, she was looking for a relationship. I was just looking for someone to hang out with, but we clicked. so well together that we met the same day in person that we met on there, but we met in a public park. Her mom sat in her car while her and I talked in the park. My buddy sat in his Jeep to make sure that I wasn't going to get, ganked and stabbed or something um, by a bunch of crazy people coming out of the woods and stuff. But as soon as her and I became an actual couple, we both erased the app from our phones. We didn't deal with any other apps. So I don't know. That's just I don't know. Just play the dating game. Contestant number one, what do you do for a living? I'm a proctologist. Needless to say, all I ever do all day long is deal with assholes. He didn't talk to you on Friday because he is with someone else. Look, if it were me, I would not leave a woman I am into alone. Yep, that's exactly how I am. If I'm with somebody, I want to be with that person. I don't find whiny BS excuses to ignore them or um, to spend time away from them. I'm wanting to be with them every chance I get. It was tight in this conversation. He lives an hour away, ignores me every single Friday. Seems like Friday would be the day he didn't ignore you because that's the beginning of the weekend. So he should have all the time in the world on a Friday to give to you. That's a little bass backwards. Okay, looking gal. And I'm being rude. I've seen pictures of you, Sarah. You're better than an okay looking gal. So yeah, definitely. I don't know. Something just seems weird. Whether or not he's cheating, I don't know. Hell, for all we know, he could be sitting at his place right now with 15 guy friends playing video games. Um, but it's still weird. When I'm into somebody, I'm into them completely, and that's just weird. He makes an excuse every single Friday to not see or talk to me. Friday night is date night. Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to sound conceited, Jan. I'll talk to you on Friday, Sarah. Hell with that dude. There you go. Now, Sarah can message me anytime she wants to. I'll sit and BS with her all evening long. I don't care. I'm that way with all you guys, though. You got my contact info. Get a hold of me. Hell, we'll video chat. We'll message back and forth. I don't care. So he's going to spend every minute he can with you. Yep, that's exactly how I feel about it, Sonny. Hey, Templar. Good to see you, bud. Well, hello, all eating dinner. You'll make me feel sick. He's the first person I've dated in 5 years. And see, it's like I said, don't be so quick to pass judgment until you have enough evidence to prove your suspicions correct. Yes, of course, there's always that possibility that he could be with somebody else, another woman. There's always that possibility he could be hanging out with his friends, playing games, at the bar playing darts, whatever. Until you have the evidence to adequately make the proper decision or proper, judgment, don't pass judgment. I have been I have been stung too many times by women, and I've caught myself even with Steph. Whenever she leaves early, comes home late, talks about going and spending this time or that time with her friends for the first probably 6-8 months of our relationship. I didn't trust her. I didn't trust her. It had to be earned. And that was a fault of my own because of my past. So you don't. Yeah, you definitely don't want to slam the gavel on the desk until you have the evidence to do so. I can't stay up late this Friday. Every other. I got to take the missus to work in the early morning. He doesn't play video games. Hey, John, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Woman, way. Sarah, I met my husband when I wasn't looking. Um, we're here for you seriously, your family. We want you to be happy. Yeah, exactly. I just hate I was right because I don't feel absolutely secure. And well, you just start dating him too. You shouldn't feel absolutely secure in somebody when you first start dating them. This is still the learning time. At least for the first month or so before you really start to put a lot of faith and security and everything into a relationship. It's a learning process. It's a growing process. He's been told Sarah what he's doing on Fridays. Dump him. Some women are too bossy and needy. So are some guys. Or then again, you can just be like me and just be clingy. I mean, hell, I'm 54 years old. I still like to hold hands when we walk in the store. I still, to steal up that kiss when she didn't expect it, things like that. Which with the running joke here in town about how much older than her I am, watching her walk down the aisle holding hands with her dad and getting a kiss from him is kind of, you know. But hey, by God, it works, and it makes people wonder. Um, see, I'm not needy. I'm independent because I have to be. Single mom, have to support my kids on my own. He might like that sort of thing. He would get mad if I drink, so I try not to, but he drinks every sock in the arm. Have to be friends first, or it'll never work. Once the honeymoon is over, I gotta be the boss. Men lead the relationship. Not sorry. He drinks every night. Wow. All I say is that at no time did my missus wonder where and what I was doing on a Friday night. Just raise them babies first, then do the dating thing. She probably wants to get back to the dating thing while she still remembers everything that dating people do. That's always, kind of handy. Remembering what dating people do and how they do it, and still being flexible enough to do it. Each person is different. The man is the head of the house, but the woman is the neck, and she can turn the boss any way she wants. Best way I've ever heard it phrased. Best way I've ever heard it phrased. It's much like I tell my own wife. I'm the man. Yes, we both wear the pants in the family, but I'm the man. But she looks much better in her jeans than I do. Do dating people still do those things? Yes, they do. Just see, I opened myself up. My kids were 7-11. Just now saw me with someone else who's dating. Oh gosh, John, no. A great marriage is a merger of two companies. That's a good point. It's speed sex nowadays, no relationship needed. I don't know. There's probably a lot of women out there that would argue that point. Speed sex? Seriously? Ding, ding. Hope it was good for you. Sarah, I raised my two kids too and waited till they were old enough to understand. Not the ones online. I'm too old for that speed shit. Yeah, it's like they always say, slow and steady wins the race. Now that's what would irritate me. Someone that would want a romp in the sack right off the bat. I'll just get that shit out of right out of the way. I'm not asleep around for sure. Are we talking about the birds and the bees? I am too young for that. Yep, yep. We're talking about birds and bees and getting stung and um, stingers and peckers and wings and um, yeah, all kinds of things. If they ever got to sleep with me, that's all that would happen is sleep. I ain't waited a week for 43 years. Oh, dear God. You waited 6 years. My firearm is at an arm's reach. And for me it was totally different because I always dated younger than myself. And this younger generation, for some reason, and I don't understand why, but the younger generation, um, the one we're going to leave everything to. This should be a good thought to leave in your head. They base relationships on sex, where I always looked at sex as an extra added gift of a relationship. Now, whether or not you want to look at basing a relationship on a sexual relationship or not, it's like two couples moving in together. Do you wait till you get married to move in together and then find out how terrible of a housekeeper your partner is? Or do you live together before you get married and find all that information out and try to fix it before you get married? It's the same with the sex life. Do you start your relationship off with sex, or do you wait till you have everything else mastered in your relationship and it looks really good? Then you have sex and you realize that it's absolutely freaking terrible. Or do you start off with sex, realize it sucks, and get rid of it before you actually make a commitment to it? It's a double-edged sword. Wait a week. I'm just talking to other girls. Child support, but I wouldn't know anything about alimony. My first wife just disappeared for 10 years. My second wife, and that thing shot way up there. Second wife failed to file for it. God bless the Mormons with multiple wives. I can't handle one wife. Sex is life, quite literally. Not quite. Um, gosh, no, that's how life exists. No, Tony, I agree with Sarah. I lived with my husband for 5 years before we got married. Here's a hint. Pity fucks. Our death trap. No sex, no babies, no life. Period. Hey, Chris. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well tonight. But ultimately, and my wife will argue this with me every day. Just, uh, just like last night. Perfect example. Perfect example. Before she went to work last night, she started doing dishes, and she put dishwater in one side of the sink, but didn't run any rinse water. And I asked her, I said, okay, you have wash water here, an empty basin here, and the dish drainer over here. Why didn't you do wash water, rinse basin? And she said, that's stupid. Why are you going to waste all that water running a sink full of water? I said, why are you going to turn the water on and just let it run down the drain while you're rinsing all these dishes? I said, that's the way I grew up. I always watched my mom every night wash water, rinse water, dish basin. She said, well, that was then, this is now. But there's still a right way and a wrong way to do things. And it's all based on how you grew up and what you learned from your parents. Babies, don't bring Chris in on this. He's too nice of a man. I prefer to marry before sex, but it doesn't work that way. Hey, Mystical, good to see you. Hope you're doing good tonight. How are you? Also, no, Sarah, that it's the way it was when we got married, no sex before marriage. That's old school because the rinse water gets more and more of the soap, etc. Second item, it doesn't get rinsed properly. No commenting on the premarital thing. Unless you're rich enough for Hobart, then it is. God, I'd love to have a Hobart. What are you talking about? I'm not married. I rinse by the water running because I don't want soap poisoning, which can happen because the soap can't refresh. Yeah, Chris, we're talking about marriage, sex, um, sex inside and outside of marriage, relationships in general, dating, cheating. I have teased for a couple years now about starting a dating app on here, or a singles app, not just dating, but hangout buddies. I guess we finally did it. I guess we finally tripped over the thistle and fell in that hole, because that's tonight's thing. We started off as old time comedians tonight, and we have moved on to relationship issues. I learned not to be wasteful. Have a dishwasher, much better. Press a button. We had one up until what, 2 months ago. Now it's all hand wash here. I was not the best people when it came to girls in my youth. I better behave. I don't want to end up in a jar. Not necessary. Just us old folk. If you ever actually do the app, let me know. I've been burned pretty hard on dating apps in general. My grandma used a basin of fresh water, but used a coffee cup to pour fresh water in the basin over the dishes. Um, Always a good idea. Speaking of which, I get a V date in a bit. Maybe she knows, probably not. Some of our conversations. This is good. That's what we try to do, Tony. Believe it or not, that's what we try to do more than anything, is buy paper plates. But anymore, those things are expensive. Paper plates are the toilet paper of 2023, I think. They've gone up. They've gone up, what, $2 a pack in the last 2 months. On to another topic. I went on to a dating website once. It was an experience. Let me say, you get a lot of odd people. Come on, JJ. Fornication is the liveliest topic here in months. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And you're right, Chris. You're absolutely right that you do meet some really, really odd people. Before I met my wife, I ran across a woman that just lived not 2 miles down the road from where I was living at, and she insisted that I come and pick her up. She insisted that I pay for the night out. She insisted that I pay for flowers. She insisted all this stuff for just a meet up to get to talk to each other and stuff like that. And I'm like, bitch, get a job. We're going Dutch. You're bringing me flowers too. We're going Dutch on everything. I am not paying. And she wanted to go to a fancy restaurant and just want to meet somewhere and talk. It's like, I am not going to bust out $200 on a meetup, and then you say, "Yeah, well, this sucks. I don't want to do it no more." Yeah, screw you. We're going Dutch. Once I retired, became cook, service, became paper. Secretary, my dad had to cook his cocktail. Sat at his chair, dinner table. She didn't want to date. She wanted a sugar daddy. Yeah, that was my thought too. to meet up. Not if she lives within an hour of me. Yeah, like I said, when me and the wife met on that app, we went 4 mile down the road to the next town down, little town called Vandalia, Michigan. You know, it was the same distance for her coming from the west as it was for me coming from the east. We sat in a park for like 3 hours. Her mom sat in her car, my buddy sat in his Jeep, and we watched. They watched us, they watched around, make sure either one of us wasn't going to get jumped by friends of the other. And after 3 hours, we decided, hey, you want to go back to the house, grab a 6 pack, some beer, and just hang out? She took her mom home and came straight over to the house, and we hung out that whole evening and just sat in the garage, went out back, had a bonfire going, drank some beer, ate pizza, and, you know, and look at it. Here we are, 7.5 years later. Drive to Vegas, hire a street walker. Oh, 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 that has to be Lee. I just seen weirdos. Yep, it's Lee. Hey, Lee. So here, thank you and yourself. You and Mary Drew. We got married in June 25th, 2016. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. Yeah, it'll be 7 years this June. We've been married. Living the dream. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My friend got me on a dating site, had a lunch every day for a couple months. The guy never paid. We went Dutch. Did you read the article I sent you? Yes. Yes, I did. I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. Maybe I didn't. I think I was going to read it this morning. I don't remember if I did or not. I've slept since then. I'll have to look back at it and see if I did. I think I did. I don't know. I wouldn't drive a block. Hell, I got one in the house. 60, 70 for gas, 20 tops for deed. Home in 5 hours. And I get her paycheck every 2 weeks. Artillery shell, little, yep. I read it. Artillery shop, little round top, or artillery shell, little round top. I will actually be surprised if a lot more stuff is not found while they're redoing Little Round Top. There was too much activity there by the main unit and everything else for them not to find a lot more things as they're redoing Little Round Top. Yeah. I guess maybe I'm bored. There's 150 for dinner, drinks, fuel, etc. Only to not eat myself, maybe get laid. It takes 5 hours. well, well put there, bud. Well put there. Welcome back again, Sarah. They have found several bullets and shell fragments, percussion casts, but finding an intact shell was a surprise. And, you know, it's like I said, I will be surprised if they don't find a lot more. Why did you run? Innocent. I'm used to you. There's a YouTube video. NPS had a lecture about what they found so far. Oh, wow. NPS. I thought it was NBS, National Battlefield Society. What's what's well, I'm not familiar. What's in NPS? Constantly, do you think he'll put it on display? You really have no idea. I was wondering. National Park Service. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. The battlefields are littered with shells. You can see those old World War One battlefields, gas shells still buried 20 feet in the ground. I'm quite reserved in here, aside from the four-letter words. Bottoms up. Amen, John. Amen. They called the nearest EOD and had it exploded safely. Bunkers, dud shells everywhere. Really a mess. That is a freedom of speech. And a fuck you to YouTube. Yeah, now see an innate shell, then yeah, I could see them putting it on display somewhere in Gettysburg. But to act, yeah, with it being a live shell, and I mean, 160-year-old live shell. Yeah, no, too too volatile, way too volatile, and as rusted as it probably was, there was no way to pull out the explosive ordnance without completely damaging the shell anyway. So, yeah, if you Google Little Round Top Artillery Shell, there are pictures of it when they discovered it. Very true. Wouldn't be trusted. Yeah. Not too much I can talk about on this subject. Never been on a dating site. Was married 34 years when my late husband passed away. And I've been married for 9. One behind each rear door. I got 2 Suburbans now, so I need 4. Yeah, it would have been nice if it was an innate shell. And, there's still the possibility of them finding more out there. They've still got, Lee, a year, about a year and a half of redoing Little on Top before it's opened back up to the public. I was divorced when my youngest was 7 months. He's 7 years now. Innate, inert, whatever. Non-explosive. Year or two still to go. Liquor, baby. Yeehaw. Hey guys, John's passing us all by. He's just sitting back here drinking while we're doing all the chatting and everything. Understand there's bent, there's hand crank Gatlin that uses Glock clips, only available in 9mm at the moment, but it's quite interesting. Sarah, if you want someone to shoot the shit with, I'm here. Pretty most of the time I'm awake. Could go for old-fashioned good Captain Coke right now. I just finished drinking for the night. I want nothing Glock. Who said I was sober? Have one for me, John. I'm done for the night. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind having one of the old style Gatling guns. But I do not have $10,000 to spend on a gun that I'm only going to use like 4 or 5 times a year. Anytime it was being love, death, lots of erosion, social trails, horrible parking situations, especially with all the buses that go. Yeah, my God, it was so lit. I tackled a lamp. Cheapest I ever found was 26 grand. Hell, man, you can buy a full size Civil War cannon for 10 grand. There's a place right in South Bend, Indiana that makes them. They make all types of cannons and stuff for reenactors. Everything from barreled swivel guns for a ship railing to full size Civil War cannons. So they make a lot of money in a year. Have you seen Alita yet? I'm not idly asking. Yes, we've seen Alita when it first came out. Sarah, did you put the lampshade on your head though? Well, 45 120 won't fit in a lever gun. I can't remember. He knows there was some tackling going on, but don't remember if he wore the lampshade as in his victory dance. So, I mean, that's at least he remembers, tackling the lamp. You should reach out to the Canon Company for an endorsement. Yeah, maybe when I've got a few thousand more people. A lot of these companies don't want to mess with small channels. I mean, they want to see a long track record. They want to see a lot of subscribers. They want to see, a lot of comments and things. I mean, good thought, but a little premature, I think. Good night, Sarah. You take care of yourself, sweetie. Have a good evening. Don't stress over things. Like I said, don't slam the gavel until you've seen the evidence. Always, always a good principle to live by. I got lit last month at the mine on Captain Coke. Lost track after 4. I'd try the company anyway. Worst case, they're going to say no until you ask. You're saying no for them. Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. Easy, John. That could get you killed. My God, guys, we're down to 20 minutes already. Bartender was heavy pouring, but I wasn't complaining. At least the cave's open back up again. It was closed the whole time we were there. It was right there in the parking lot of the hotel where we were staying at. It's at least it's open back up. So maybe, just maybe, I make it back out there again, the place will be open. It seems like a real cool little place. I mean, it's teeny tiny. You know, how they could fit more than 10 or 15 people in there is beyond me, but I'll tell you what, you and Mark have both um, talked that place up into a really big experience. So I definitely can't wait to check it out for no reason at all. It reminds me that I got to work on my AR. Okay, y'all, anyone, y'all had gun pulled on you? No. Maybe by the time Jay and I get to Gettysburg, they'll be done with the work. It's definitely worth a visit, that's for sure. Definitely worth a visit. Man, we have not seen Noodles John in over a year. He vanished before I lost the old channel and not heard from him since then. No clue what happened to him. That was me and the missus' second date. The mine is Gettysburg's famous little hole in the wall. Yep. Nice place. Nice looking little place. At least from the outside. Like I said, it was locked up tighter than a chastity belt when I was there. Oh, and after I got lit, I had to stumble back to the hotel back at Cemetery Hill. Now, Cemetery Hill was an experience. That's an experience I don't think I'll ever forget. Mark and I got some amazing communication at Cemetery Hill during that little thunderstorm that night. The last night of our visit out there. I just wish that I had some of the applications and stuff, some of the equipment then that I do now. That would have definitely been pretty cool to check all that out there on Cemetery Hill. But it was at a poker game, and one of the dudes thought I was faking being drunk and cheating. I like the necklace bear claw. It's a copy made off of a grizzly claw. It's actually cast in polymer. The grizzly claw, my God, man, something that size people want about $150 for. I got these for like $10 a piece several years ago. I was actually going to make a full necklace of them, and he only had two of them. So I picked those two up and not seen the dude since. Big time vendor too, out of Kentucky. He just don't come back up this way no more. I went to the Irish pub Gary Owens last weekend and managed to get a bottle of HP sauce with the Queen stamp on it. Nice, cool. Then I puked all over the table at evening and ended. And the wife, girlfriend at the time, stayed with me all night, thinking I was going to die. Aha, so it was a ploy to keep her with you all night long. I got you now. I understand. I got your number, brother. Fake being on the doorstep of death, get the pretty girl to spend the night with you. Smart thinking. Yourself a bottle of HP sauce. I need to get my hands on some more Irish cream before March starts. That way we can do these live streams while I'm kicking back enjoying some Irish coffee and, you know, who knows? I might get roasted enough. I start talking with an Irish accent. I don't think there was any conjugation, but you don't remember, you dirty bird. That's the fun part of it. I figure at the same point, those bottles are going to be worth something. Good possibility. Good spot. Good possibility. Or you cough it up like you did on the old channel. Nope, not anymore. No more coughing up good coffee. Especially now, I've only got one computer and I'm using it. Thank God I had a fallback. Yes, it's one quarter the size of the old one, but by God, it works. I still have that picture saved. That was a fun day, wasn't it? I can't wait till warm weather hits where we can start going outside and doing these again. I know we only got about 10 minutes left, guys. I'm going to run to the in-house real quick, talk to a man about a horse that has to pee. I'll be right back. Come on, legs. Come on. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I'll be out in a sec. We'll be out in just a few minutes, Ralphie. Then you can get your lovin's. Could have been. I still have the picture saved. Can't remember the circumstances. Damn, I left my ass. I don't remember either, Lee. I really honestly don't. I remember we were outside in front of the jailhouse. Um, Somebody said something, or I coughed, or something, and I just blew coffee everywhere. He might be kind of expensive these days. Hey, can I share the link for the 100? Yes, go for it. You don't have to ask my permission, bud. You have that wrench not only to watch my back, but for anybody to share any links for anything they want to. Yeah. No Pornhub links. Yeah, none of those. Send those directly to me. We might lose people forever. And who knows, we may gain 75 new ones. They find out we're sharing links like that in there. My internet is too slow. That spinny thing ain't a good effect. More time to spend on it. Yeah. Glub, 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 glub. The buildup will be intense. Just like Civil War porn, it's fucking intense. I'm headed out. I'll talk to you tomorrow, Joe. All right, Jan. Sounds good, sweetie. I'll be here. Besides, I got a 3D version in the house. I hope you and the wife had a good day together today, Tony. I remember you saying this morning she didn't have to work today. So, I mean, I hope that you guys had a great day together. Care, save, and she pays me. Is that a saver in your pocket, or are you just happy? I think she got a nap. Wow. Wow. Oh, dear God. This chat has gone to hell in a handbasket, or, well, a pack basket. We have gone from old time comedians to dating advice to Little Round Top to Civil War porn. Wow. Been married 42 years. Was it not there already? Had sex at least 14,000 times at last attempt to count. Yeah, we just been all over the grid tonight, guys. Just all over the grid tonight. Imagine the ankles on that girl next door. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep, Civil War porn. There you go. You know, I've watched you out there milking your cow, and you know, you have got to have probably some of the prettiest wrists underneath those ruffles on your dress that I done ever saw in my life. And your ankles, ooh, girl. The thoughts they put in my head. Try to advance the point. I sit there and I look at the bun in the back of your hair, and I feel like the devil himself is going to come up and drag me to hell for the illicit thoughts going through my head about you. We're two troublemakers. We're turbo makers. There you go. I had to go to church twice on Sunday to repent for the thoughts in my head. Catherine May, if you would have known the things I was thinking about, we could have made the devil blush. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, I'd love one of them fresh cherry pies you offered up to me here a couple weeks ago, since I know you're outwardly flirting, showing off them ankles. Sitting here talking about Civil War. Sitting here talking about Civil War porn reminds me of an episode of The Family Guy one time when Brian and Stewie were talking, and they had made some kind of reference to yeah, what's his name? That damn that physicist that was in a wheelchair and couldn't talk. What was his name? Stephen Hawkins. Talking about sex at Stephen Hawkins' house, and I showed Stephen Hawkins and some little blonde girl in a wheelchair laying side by side at bed, and they got their computers laying on the bed. They're going, oh, 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 oh. Try to stay out of churches. They make me bum for some reason. They make me burn for some reason. I love them. Grits, girls raised in the South. Nothing wrong with a bit of Southern accent. Meanwhile, the voices in my head keep telling me to pray. If I pull the trigger now, the demons go away. They give the worst advice. You're all right, Christine. That's fine, huh? No problem. Um, it's a song, people. Don't freak out. I figured it was probably a song because you don't rhyme that well. Going and coming, and always too soon. Yeah. Hey, don't forget, guys, starting here in what, 5 days, we'll be starting Irish American Heritage Month here on the channel. I'm going to try to get as much Irish heritage, folk tales, myth and legend, history as I can in the month of March, mixed in with some of our normal videos. Also, the second week of March, I have got the huge Living History Trade Show going on up in Kalamazoo, Michigan. So this will be the fourth anniversary. That was the very first video I ever recorded for the original channel. This will be the fourth anniversary of the original channel that weekend. If anybody lives in the area, it is the best place around to buy black powder guns. And not just black powder, they have cowboy reenactors and stuff there too. So you can find revolvers, and you can find cattleman rifles, and you can find long guns, and you can find muskets, and you can find any kind of black powder gun or late 19th century gun you're looking for. Um, if you're an actor, they have all kinds of accoutrement sales. They have got furriers. They have got leather dealers. They have got leather clothiers. They have got regular clothiers. They got hat makers. They got knife makers. They got bladesmiths. They have tent makers. They have everything there. So be sure to look up the Kalamazoo Living History Trade Show on Facebook. Come and visit. We might bump into each other. Have a great weekend. You too, Tony. Take care of yourself. Exactly. Don't take shit too seriously. You are right. There's a giveaway going on right now for a chance to win Civil War musket for $20. Psst, wow. Yeah. Last year and then 4 years ago when I was there, most expensive gun I seen there was like $500. People were giving away guns, $100, $150, $200, $250, $300, and they were all willing to do some trading and swapping, and none of their prices were set in stone. So it's definitely the place to go to find guns. On your website. Yeah, $20 is might as well be 200 to me right now, bud. So hell, $20 might as well be $2,000 to me right now. Just as hard to come up with. So, but anyway, it is after that time, guys. It is time for me to be like a fat baby and head out. Time for me to be like a tree and leave. Time for me to be like a bunch of birds and get the flock out of here. So you guys all have a good weekend. Be looking Sunday for the Nikola Tesla video coming out. It should be out before 8 a.m. That's going to be a good video. Nikola Tesla, how America tried to erase him from history. So just trying to get the word out. Good. Good. The more entries that get in there, the more fun the competition is. So Monday evening on the live stream, we are going to be announcing our first giveaway of 2023. We're almost, let me see here. We're at 830 now. We'll call it the 800 member giveaway. And we'll have another one when we break 1,000. So, but you guys all have, yeah, exactly. The more money you raise, that's exactly it, Carrie. But you guys all have a good evening. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. We'll see y'all on Monday. Have a good weekend, y'all.